Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to GameStar TV for yet another week of Heroes of the Storm action. It is, of course, the Blizzard ANZ qualifiers for Season 2. My name is Kit Fox. I will be your host for this evening. We have got an action-packed night of heroes set up for you. We've got an amazing team on board tonight. Once again, Skinny is back on play-by-play. Vandy is your analyst. Crisis will be the producer. And once again, Avexium is the community manager liaising with all the players and the teams and their managers. We've got heaps of teams, the new and old. Welcome back, everybody. Don't forget the skins are up for grabs if you do play all through the 5 weeks. We've got a lot to get through tonight. We've got so much. We've got the news. We've got heaps of giveaways. We've got a Gleam giveaway for a Deluxe Machines of War bundle. I believe we've got a Lucio bundle to give away tonight, which includes Lucio and the Ribbit skin, but we'll get to that later on. We're going to dive straight into the Heroes action. Deep end, no floaties. That's what I'm talking about. Quick PSA, though. Cassia is banned. Any team caught playing Cassia will forfeit the match. But we're going to get straight into it with Nomia and Morton's list, the two front runners of this competition going head-to-head in round one on Cursed Hollow. And now, if Stitches just wants to play, this man just wants to love. And he's going to do that now. And I'm, of course, talking about Skinny. And once again, he is joined by Ben.
Well, Kev Fox, I tell you what, I say it every single week, but I'm still surprised where you find the inspiration. Welcome, guys. Week number 4 of the Games to Qualifiers. We are, of course, on Cursed Hollow to start things off, Andy. We've got two of the hottest teams in the scene, this time on stream to kick it off with.
I mean, we've got Nomia and Morton's List, two powerhouses. We have seen Morton's List take a match off Nomia, and what we saw last week as well was Nomia was not happy about that, coming back full force. But whether they can do it again, perhaps they've been studying up. I'm keen to see, Skimmy.
Yeah, different map. We've had Warhead Junction and Infernal Shrines as the two head-to-heads across this weekly league. This time on Cursed Hollow, another big, expensive map. When I was actually talking to some of the players on Nomia, they were saying a lot of it came down to their inexperience with Warhead Junction, which I don't think is just a localized issue with ANZ, but just for the global reach of the game as a whole. So can't really be too harsh on them, but at the end of the day, this is your top team. But here we go. Malfurion is going to be the first pick, and two globals straight away taken off the board because of that map pick.
Exactly right. Cursed Hollow is definitely a map where we can see global pressure really coming into its own because the map is so large, and when you're running around trying to collect the tributes, it can sort of make or break. As well as on this map, you can prioritize wave clear, as well as team fight potential, because you will need to skirmish for that all-important tribute once again. And interesting right there. I mean, we have seen Dahaka and Falstad banned, as you said, and it has forced a Malfurion pick. So we're going to see Nomia in no real rush to get their support unless they wanted to secure the Tacita. And we know what that means, Skimmy.
Yeah, this is when it starts to get pretty disgusting. You see it paired all the time with these enabling heroes. We're speaking of Valor, Greymane, Tracer, at the very least. So that's a direction that we've seen Nomia run before. Obviously, Ben plays a really proficient Tracer. So, Morton's List had to be concerned about this. This could then put him to a bit of a chokehold running into the second rotation of bans.
Exactly right. I mean, if Tacita is not banned, he's generally picked. So with Nomia, they can say, yep, you've had the Malfurion, but we're going to take Tacita. The support that they pair Tacita up with, I mean, we've still got Lucio on the board, depending on, he pairs really nicely with Arthas, as well as we've got Rhaegar, Kharazim, other sort of strong support still. So they're not really going to be struggling, Nomia. And as you said, Morton's List should be worried. It's where do they want to go to from here? Now they're going to see whether they want to pick up their damage first. And that's very smart, Skimmy. They picked up the Valor because we know Valor and Tacita pair so well together. So that was perfect.
Yeah, and I agree with the second pick there to Johanna, saying they need a blind, they need some control. Obviously, they anticipate, hence why they ran that clock down to the wire. They're anticipating one of these hyper carries, so to speak. So they lock in Valor, that's their preference, and the Johanna there to provide a good blind. But the Arthas and the Malfurion, I mean, both are looking to lock down heroes. So by not allowing Morton's List to have the Arthas in combination with the Malf, means they don't really have the strongest pick comp as they would have liked. So the Johanna is going to try and fill that niche. Obviously, we do see the Zarya ban. They've already got a shield on their own. They're going to ban away the other shield, but this is really going to be a case of the direction Morton's List think that Nomia are going to be running. What do they decide to ban here?
I mean, I think they'll want to ban out some sort of burst or, once again, anything else that they can take away that pairs quite nicely with Tacita. So I'm thinking perhaps even a Greymane, if they wanted to run a Greymane. Tacita can be quite strong, sort of empowering him. We've seen Greymane also come back into favour. we've also got, who else goes quite well? Even Kael'thas Ming. I mean, yes, they're not auto attack champions, but it's really going to come down to Morton's List wanting to make sure that the Tassadar isn't as effective.
There goes the respect band that you were touching on there, Vandy. They are going to go for the Tracer in the end, which does leave Greymane still up, but let's not forget Zul'jin is still in the mix, and even Tychus, which wouldn't be the most obvious choice for the Tassadar, but they haven't really given too much away in this draft with the Arthas and the Tassadar, so I believe this next support pick is really going to start to define the direction that Nomia are going.
Exactly right. I'm really keen to see who Nomia want to play. I mean, traditionally we have seen Ben sort of whip out his Zeratul when he sees a very sort of squishy backline. I mean, we do have a Vala and Malfurion present. They are quite squishy, but no, instead they've opted for the Rhaegar and Greymane. So there we go. Greymane pairing quite nicely with Tassadar, and Rhaegar being the second support that they paired to go quite nicely with this team comp, because Rhaegar is also quite good at sort of giving sustained healing, as well as if he takes Ancestral Spirit. Quite good at topping up Arthas if he gets into trouble. So really making his whole team really quite upping their survivability, Skimmy.
Absolutely. I mean, you'd expect that last pick then to be, as you're touching on before, either the Zeratul, a squishy melee, or even just another bruise in the front line to provide a means of initiation for this Greymane to then jump into the fold of things with. But all pressure and all eyes are on Morton's List now, which have been taking a bit of time with these picks. Obviously a lot to consider up against the very best on Cursed Hollow. 2 more picks for them to run with. They've already got the support, they've got the damage. Naturally, I'll be expecting him to pick up another ranged assassin of some sort, but in terms of the meta right now, it seems to be you want to run at least 2 bruises. Oh, Vandy, they are going back to true and trusted. This looks like Warhead Junction all over again.
The Illidan Interior, quite strong picks for them, has, as you said, worked in the past. I'm really liking, I guess, the Tyrael pick more so than Illidan. I feel like Illidan could get into a little bit of trouble with that Malfurion. He might not get a lot of value because he is versing a double support comp. So I know where they're going with. I just don't know how effective it's going to be. But the Tyrael I quite like in terms of if the fight's going to be extended, giving him sanctification, giving him shields. Just, I guess he fits what they're trying to accomplish quite nicely for Morton's List.
I think when we've considered these two teams in a head-to-head matchup in the past, we've said that Morton's List is a team that like to band really well together as a 5-man stack and force fights. They will not usually stray too far away from each other, and when they are, as a pack of wolves, so to speak, they will come at you with full aggression. Flip side of that, we were thinking, what was it going to be? Was it going to be the Zeratul? But Fat94 is going to lock in the Valeera in previous scrims on this map. This has been really successful for him in terms of actually rotations, but even actually, I believe they stole away a boss when we had that 10-minute game against Trump Sports. So a lot of pressure on him to find some value and actually try and slow down this Illidan comp. But what do you think about these two comps, Vandy?
I really like the way both teams have drafted. More so at the moment, I'm quite liking Morton's List just for the team fight. But in saying that, just because Nomia doesn't look as convincing in the draft doesn't mean that they're not going to execute it perfectly. As you said, the Valeera could be a little bit of an unconventional pick, yes, but we've seen Fat94 make it work. And as you said, it's all about those all-important rotations, which can mean so much in Cursed Hollow when there's so much to rotate towards.
Yeah, I mean, this is Nomia clear and cut, right? They love to play the individual pick game, try and snipe out a member, and from the offset, make it a 4v5 so they can win that fight out. But Morton's List apparently have got what they wanted. They did have the Zarya taken away from them, but they're not going to be deterred. The Tyrael are going to get the shields and potentially the sanctification. We'll have to see how that one pans out. But it is Cursed Hollow. Both of these teams are currently at the top of the leaderboards with Nomia leading the way. And let's see if they can still keep up that momentum as we jump into things here. How about you introduce these teams to start off with, Andy?
Sure thing. I'll start with blue side, which is Team Nomia. We've got Robodova on Arthas, John on Greymane, Arcana playing Tassadar, Fat94 on Valeera, and Vanilla playing Rhaegar.
And in the red side, it's Morton's List, and Nagon is tanking on Johanna, Sashin on his proficient Illidan, Moops on Malfurion, Haki on Vala, and A Eternal next rounds things out for them on the Tyrael. And looking at the lane setups already, there's already a bit of a split going for Nomia.
Exactly right. I mean, what each team sort of has that we're sort of looking at, they've all got quite strong solo laners that they can send. Illidan quite proficient being on his own, Tyrael quite proficient as well as Greymane and Arthas being strong laners. It's really going to come down to those roaming sort of ganks coming out from Fat94 on whether they can get, force kill pressure, essentially, as he sort of has shown us in the past.
Yeah, well, look at this, Vanny. They're taking the initiative, assuming they're actually a Sylvanas comp, because straight away, half of that tower is being chunked in the top lane there, which might not seem like much of a big deal, but these are the incremental sort of victories that Nomia are well known for, and it slowly creeps up on you until you're, say, 2 levels behind. What I'd like to see is the actual lane setups. You can see that they've both got John and Session in the solo lane, so expect to see them pick up those golems in 2 minutes.
That's what we want. So if you can pick up the golems at the sort of 150 mark when they spawn, it really sets you up in a nice place for the tribute to come in at the 2 minute sort of mark. So it's good play. As you said, it's all about getting those small wins. And at this level of play from both teams, we should be seeing it coming out from them at this level of play.
Well, Nomia already really stamping their mark in this game. They've taken 2 towers as well as the gate in the top lane. A failed gank attempt onto Tesla, which is already an elusive character set at least, has warranted Fat94 to come down to the bot lane and lend a hand. They are now finally Morton's list responding, but the thing they have is not going to be anywhere near as enough. They've only responded by picking up 1 tower.
I mean, the trades in both lanes are kind of even, as you said, but it's going to come down to with Aki getting instantly stunned by Fat94, who's putting a lot of pressure down on this bot lane. Perhaps it was the rotation he took a lot of damage in return as well. You can really see how much of a bully Sashin is on that Illidan with Boost. But in saying that, there was a miscommunication. I'm not sure what went on there, Jimmy.
I think they're just trying to get these towers. They realise that it's going to be 2 minutes for those golems, and that's unfortunate timing because Illidan is going to be the one that's going to want to be going there for it. Fat94 executing his role really well there.
Exactly. Normally we don't really see Valera tucking down into a lane, but with the Tacita, he's saying I can sort of help out here, with the other lane sort of being one. So Nomia playing it quite well, and we can see Fat94 finally rotates once Arcane is back in the lane to make sure that they're not missing a drop of that all valuable XP.
And thankfully, the curse didn't spawn too early on, so Illidan has had enough time to actually respond and pick up the golems themselves. Same is the case for Nomia. And it's going to spawn in the bottom-hand side, so Nomia will get a slight lead if Nomia decides to clear that one out.
Exactly. It favored Nomia quite well in terms of positioning, as long as they can get to it in time. So bruises, we've got Giants being picked up by both sides, but the way it's pushing, it's favoring Nomia.
You can see that Haki was actually beginning that channel there. It looked like it was uncontested for a while, but it is going to be a Tesla, and as elusive as he is, he's going to have no problems whatsoever actually denying this one. Blanca's going to come around. They might be posturing for a team fight here. No big advantage to start things off. The Howling Blast does not connect this time, but you can see Fat94 in the wings, as he's so well known for, looking to try and catch out one member into that flank.
It's also distracting them because we can see Robo wanting to engage now, and they're all being distracted by that. And here we go, Skimmy. It looks like there's a fight breaking out.
Howling Blast is huge, but follow that up with the Malfurion with the entangling root connected. They're looking for the fight, already 1-for-1, both big carries down. Bala and Greymane away. It does seem that Morton's list have the momentum with this one. They're chasing on in. There is no mana left for Robo Dover, and Fat94 himself is low on health. It does seem that Lewis has got this channel down, but this allows Nomia to clear out those bottom golems and still top is pushing.
It was a 1-for-1 trade, and I mean it did go in favor to Morton just getting that tribute, but look at how far the giant camp in top has gone. It's taken out that first fort already, and it's still pushing, so we're going to have to see Morton's list rotate to deal with that soon enough.
3 XP, and you can see that's the reason why Nomia are half a level lead ahead. So we talked about it in the early game. It doesn't seem like they're achieving too much, but they can definitely make these slight changes really warrant their success. And straight rotation to the night camp, so really keeping up this PvE mercenary pressure.
Exactly. It's all about making sure that they maintain the experience lead and capitalize as much as they can. As you said, yes, they did lose the first tribute, but they've got, I guess, the bigger picture in mind, and that's hitting that all-important level 10, getting their heroic talent, and then forcing out these fights. And we can see the next tribute is already up Skimmy. So with the top fort gone on the side of Morton's list, that actually puts a lot more, I guess, vision control and map control in the favor of Nomia.
Absolutely, and you can see Fat94 is already there. He was actually looking for a pick on a Eternal Nyx, and it's given him enough time really, because the pressure is still in the bot lane. It was skirmishing for quite a while, that Ben can just pick that one up for free. So that's a good rotation from them. They had the discipline before to not actually hold out for a fight that wasn't going to work in their favor. They did the dance. They got that top lane fault already broken down, and they're winning the all-important race to 10.
Yep, and they also got that night camp as well, which was happily pushing away in mid. So as soon as they lost the tribute, they wasted no time, they rotated straight to the night camp and they picked it up, which is showing once again why Nomia are so good at playing the game. They know when to rotate and I guess what objective to prioritize next.
Bandy, let's touch on this. The boss has been started. This is quite early for Nomia standards at the very least. Ben is still in the top lane, keeping pressure. He's got two members locked up in there. Session as well as A2 next. But Moops has spotted. He's got the vision walled in. Hacky is there as well. The attacking route is not going to be enough. They just cannot contest. Numbers advantages really aren't in their favor. Rock has got Enagon in his grasp. There's no way he can run away, especially with that level 4 talent. And even Rhaegar's going to jump into the party. Fat94 is ready. Iron Skin is used, and rightfully so. But the damage has already been done. The boss is now going to push him through bot, and only a half level until 10 now, Bandy.
That is such an early boss by Nomia, and you can see they read the map really well. They saw the pressure in the top lane, they were like, alright, and most is going to be a 4v5, let's start it. They had the confidence to do that, and they picked it up without losing anyone, and in fact, they also put a lot of pressure on Enagon. So really, Nomia, they're showing no signs of slowing down now. They've hit 10, so they're going to want to collect the tribute and force a fight after this, Skimmy, and continue their level advantage.
I was just going to say, look at the amount of pressure that Fat94 is actually applying on this map, and how much he's nullified really the effect that A2 is able to output. Because that top lane was pushed in so early on, he's literally been stuck in that lane ever since. And you can see Ben, as a result of that roaming role that he's fulfilling, is always there either to find a kill or to pick up a tribute. So that's another easy cap for them. It seems that Morton's list are going to wait things out. They're quite disciplined themselves in needing level 10. And you can expect to see the next one, when Nomia pick up this curse for good, to be where all the fireworks start to pop.
Exactly right, Skimmy. Because now both teams have hit 10. As you said, Morton's list, they know exactly how to play it as well. The rule is, if you don't have 10, you're not going to fight them. And there's no tribute on the board, they don't need to rush. They have picked up their night camp as well, so now would be a good time for the tribute to spawn, because it's going to then sort of do... It's a Nomia tactic, where they've taken the Merc camp and they want to sort of draw their attention to that part of the map to deal with that threat.
Andy, let's touch point here, because action is happening in the mid. Blessed Shield was with before they tried to start things off, but the Twilight Dream is going to come out, locking all the members. Arcana now finally rocking up to the party. Is Archon going to be used? Absolutely. Nomia fully committing to this fight, and great timing for them too. Top lane pushing, tribute is up, sanctification comes out, and that allows Session to jump into the hold of things, but the numbers advantages are already down. They don't have Malfurion. Without all those defensive cooldowns to aid Illidan, he really can't stick around for much longer. Once again, Ben is in the right place at the right time. They're going to pick up the curse, Bandy.
Really nice having that roaming character. As you said, Ben filling that role so nicely. He's putting pressure where he needs it to be, and because his team is so strong, even as a 4-man, it's allowing him to do that. A lot of, I guess, the drawback you can see in the stealth character is that they don't have that wave clear and they're just sort of roaming around not getting the kills. Ben's not worried about getting the kills, he's just worried about being in use and putting a lot of that map pressure. And they're taking a lot of Morton List. The base is just falling right now, Skin, with his curse. It's huge how much they're taking.
Starting to get a little bit reminiscent of what we saw when Nomia came across Trump Sports on Curse Below. They literally got a curse, they had a boss, they had secured so much early game pressure that it just felt like Morton's less, or it just felt like Trump Sports in that scenario at least, were always playing reactively, and that can be a fold that you can get stuck in, and unless you can just flick the switch and break the habit, you really can't actually recover from it.
Exactly, and great rotation here once again by Nomia. They broke down the front gate of mid, and then they instantly rotated down the bot, where Fat94 was dueling it out with the Turnix and actually forced the Turnix to go back with how low he was.
I'm loving the sort of lane expertise, so to speak, with the aversion of having no globals in the game. It really does illustrate which team is better in terms of soaking and mercenary control, and even just fighting those skirmishes. Best opportunities. You can see a full level lead now has been picked up by Nomia. 3 kills to 1. Not many fights, so to speak, so early on, but pre-level 10, definitely a lot of pressure in favor of Nomia, who are now, with the aid of Ben's vision in the top lane, scouting out that boss.
Yeah, they're not going to let Morton's List get anything under Ben's watchful eye. And it's all about being that nuisance once again. But Morton's List have been doing a really good job defending. They are a level down, perhaps soon to be 2. But as you said, because there haven't been many skirmishes where they've been falling, it's just been their base that's been suffering. They can still pull it back.
Yeah.
It's just going to come down to the next sort of tribute fights. Otherwise, another curse by Nomia will then starve them out. And that would stop disaster for them. But otherwise, they are holding on in terms of the level differentiation quite well. It's just going to come down to those all-important team fights because you can't hold on like this forever. Something's going to kill.
Absolutely not. I mean, they're keeping it calm, they're keeping it composed, they're realizing when their opportunities and to engage are. They've hit that one now because they are now level 13. Sure, they're a level down, but the talent tier is what they were looking for so desperately. And Nomia are respecting that. They're trying to keep the pressure up all the time. That's why you can see all members scattered across every single lane. Every lane currently is pressed in, aiming towards those keeps. So the next trip exporting very shortly. Morton's list are hunting for some fights.
They are hungry, but Fat94 once again, just look at how much he's scouting, but he's quite nimble with the dash that Valera gets. He can sort of get in there, lead them on a wild goose chase, but there's been a boss call here now by Morton's list to pick this up. Don't know if it's going to be the right call. We have seen shenanigans in the past. There are two members of Nomia trying to threaten him, but it is once again a numbers game. 5v2, it has to be something pretty big coming out of Nomia. Looks like they're just going to trade.
Yeah, I think Nomia are trying to, with their presence alone, try and scare Morton's list into backing off, but they weren't taking that bluff. They were completely reading the situation, and the boss trade does actually happen at identical times. But once again, Nomia, with the luck of the RNG, the tribute in the bottom-hand side to pick up as well, they can complement that with a strong siege and essentially pick up a keep.
They've painted the map quite blue, haven't they, Skimmy? They're taking every single advantage, every single merc camp that they can. And really, Morton's list just have, I guess, no map presence because they've just got only their keeps up. And if a keep falls, it's just going to, once again, put even more pressure on them. So they can't let this one fall.
Except they're pushing in the bot lane, Bandy. I'm going to cut you off there because they're pushing in the bot lane, but actually in the top lane, Ben was 1v2. And I thought for a second here it was going to be pretty sketchy, but he does put up the smoke bomb at the last second. Keeper's going to drop down in his bottom lane. Rob's already put army dead. They are fully committing to this fight, and Magon cannot escape the grass. There goes the throw. As John jumps and secures that kill, Renovent is going to come out, and it does actually give enough time for Sanctification to be popped, but they are looking for a core. That box is down to half. The core is exposed now. Serial drop. Two members down. Numbers advantage is still in favour. Sashin with the Metamorphosis trying to find some value. Instantly has to jump away. The support of the single mount is just not enough. They're on the core.
This is spelling disaster, Skimmy. I'm not sure if Nomia want to go all the way. If they can pick up a couple more kills, I believe that they could just end it here.
Oh, so low, Vandy. This is when you've got to have those nail-biting moments. 20%. Raymond the first to fall. Now it's Ragos. Smoke bomb is being used. We're down to 10%. Arcana using the dimensional shift. It is going to go in their favour. And Nomia still as good as ever.
They did not want to let it go to the end game or late game or anything. The 13-minute mark, they'd had enough. Mid-game was good enough for Nomia. They all pressed in. A couple of members were lost towards the end, but they got the core down and they got the win.
Touch on the MVP, a nice quick game, 13 minutes in for round number 1, but I'm not too sure what you're going to say, but definitely my eyes have to be on Fat94, the amount of pressure he applied across the map, and definitely the way he utilized that early game advantage by picking up the golems. It really just kept a team that liked to stick as a unit quite fragmented across the map.
Yep, I'd have to give it to Fat94 as well. This map is all about the rotations, and Fat94 was doing them so well, giving his team that all-important vision, really bullying Eternix and forcing him to stay in the top lane and just really enabling Nomia to make the rest of those plays. So congrats, Fat94. You're our MVP for this first match.
There we have it, guys. We've got plenty more ANZ Heroes of the Storm action right after this, so don't go anywhere because we're going to jump you right back to Kit Fox.
Thank you very much, Skinny and Vandy. Congratulations once again to Nomia flexing their muscles, just showing us why they are one of the front-running, if not the front-running contender, only challenged by Morton's list. And, well, it didn't really look like they were much to sniff at there. But congratulations to Fat94 for picking himself up an MVP nomination into the GameStar MVP program as well. Shout-outs to the audience for being patient with the stream. We've got the quality issue all sorted. So once again, big thank you. And to thank you, and how about some free stuff? We're going to give away our Lucio bundle thanks to Blizzard ANZ. So when we come back, we're going to open up the raffle and it will be !GS2Q. And later on, we've got the Deluxe Machines of War bundles to give away through the Gleam links. So don't go anywhere. We're going to take a short break, but we'll return right after this.